Hi there. I've been asked to say a few words about Piazzolla's Autumn from his Four Seasons, obviously referencing Vivaldi's Four Seasons as well. I think for me, the music of Piazzolla always has two very strong emotions. There's an undercurrent, a sense of danger that's never far away, and then there's this sense of yearning, a sense of loss for something past. And I think in Autumn, we get both of these emotions. We get, in the tango part of it, we get this sense of danger, but also a sense of fun. And it's not always there, but I think in Autumn, there is that sense of fun as well about the tango. But it is a serious business. And then we get this gorgeous slow melody played. The first time it's played is in the middle section with the solo cello taking it, and then later, after another burst of tango, we get it in the solo violin at the beginning. So Autumn starts then with this downward pattern of chords moving downwards, with the double bass sliding into notes to give us again this sense of expectancy or sense of danger. We know something's coming up, we're not just too sure if it's good. And actually, interesting, at the beginning we get an effect. Catherine plays an effect that Piazzolla uses a lot throughout his music, which is quasi guiro. And the guiro is this Latin American percussion instrument. It's a hollowed out gourd played with a stick on the exterior, which is rough, so it gives this kind of rough percussive sound. And he asks us as orchestral musicians to get it by playing behind the bridge with the bow. So you get this kind of it's a percussive effect, but he sometimes uses it within Autumn actually as notes played in a normal fashion. So we have this a quasi-guiro effect going as the chord pattern goes down throughout the orchestra, and in the introduction for the tango, which comes in then. Leading into a very strong rhythm, a bit reminiscent actually of Vivaldi's Four Seasons, but Piazzolla changes it to the rhythm of the tango by emphasizing certain notes throughout it to give us not a straightforward 4/4 time. And this is also complemented by the double bass using Bartók pizzas, which is, pulling the string and letting it slap off the fingerboard afterwards. While the orchestra have this tango rhythm going on. That's all very well, but it breaks down into a gorgeous cello fantasia. It's a cadenza played on the solo cello, and then this other melody comes in, this slow melody reminiscent of smoky afternoons in Buenos Aires, accompanied by a walking bass line on the double bass. Every time I hear it, I just think of syrup and velvet and smoky clubs. Really beautiful. But eventually the double bass has had enough, and he wants to bring us back into the tango. And back we are with the pattern, the tango theme, but this time it's played on the solo violin and the orchestra. Leading again into that strong rhythm that we had earlier with the double bass playing the Bartók pizzas, but this time the violins are all split up into different rhythmic patterns, giving a strong sense of this rhythm underneath the solo line, which is playing all the trills over it. So like the first time around, it breaks into this cadenza, hugely virtuosic cadenza played by Catherine, and she then brings it into that silky, smoky, velvety afternoon in Buenos Aires slow melody line. But the orchestra aren't too happy about this, and we're beginning to push her. and particularly the lower strings, because the upper strings are giving just small effects with slides up on the strings. But the lower strings are beginning to say, it's not all good here, we need to push on and bring us back into the tango, which comes back within the orchestra at the end, but with the solo violin still continuing on quite a strong cadenza-like pattern above it. And finally, rather than finishing with a flourish or a big chord, let it sing out like a lot of music does at the end, Piazzolla reverts or inverts it, and he asks the orchestra to do the last note, quasi guiro, which there's no ringing, it's just bang. Just listen out for the last note. It comes at the end of the theme. I hope you enjoy it.